Hello all, welcome back to Universal Channeling Service. I'm here today to deliver a message to you, and my intention is that you will benefit from this message. I'm going to continue talking about chakras today, and we're going to dive into the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra. So the chakra system in your body is many energy centers, but we're going to focus on the 7 major energy centers where the majority of energy is coming in and going out, and the most vital energy as well. So in the previous chakra video, I talked about the root chakra. That's the most primitive chakra, and it only has one aspect. And when we move up, these chakras 2 through 6 actually have 2 aspects. They have a front aspect, which is the feeling center of the chakra, and then they have a rear aspect, which is the will center of the chakra. So any energy that's coming in is going to come in through the front aspect of that chakra that it applies to, and energy going out is going to go out through the rear aspect of that chakra. And the amount of energy that you have is going to be dictated by the health of these chakras. So ideally, we would like all of our chakras to be rotating in a clockwise direction. That means that the chakra is open and harmonious. And we look at it as if we are the clock. So the chakra would be rotating clockwise this way. And if we're looking at it from the rear, the same, where the clock and the chakra is rotating this way. So when we look at the more complicated chakras, now we're in the second, it has 2 different aspects, which can create a possible imbalance now. So instead of just looking at if it's open or closed, we also want to look at if it's balanced with its counterpart there. Now, the chakras, I've had a really hard time finding a realistic rendering of a chakra. I Google image searched it, I couldn't find anything. But a chakra is actually a cone shape, and the cone is going to come out this way from your front chakras, and it's going to go out that way from your rear chakras. And depending on how open that chakra is, it will be able to take in more energy, and it will be able to put out more energy. So when we look at the second chakra, that governs the reproductive system and your gonads, which creates life force energy for you. So if you're having any sort of issue with your reproductive system, that could be a sacral chakra issue. Now, when it comes to your life force energy, if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling creative blocks, or you're finding it difficult to be passionate about things, that could be an issue with your sacral chakra. Also, if you're having a low quality of intimacy with your partner, that's going to affect your sacral chakra. And if you have sexual trauma from the past or from a past life, that can affect your sacral chakra. Now, when I talk about sexual trauma, there might be some things that were traumatic to your sacral chakra that maybe you didn't consider trauma. But it is important that when you are having sex, that you're also having intimacy, because sex without intimacy will create a low-level sexual trauma that will throw your second chakra out of whack and possibly even create it or cause it to close. So it's important that you're having a high quality of intimacy to keep your sacral chakra open. It doesn't mean that you have to be sexually active, but it does mean that if you are sexually active, make sure that you are having the high quality of intimacy, and also that you are not giving too much, and also that you're not receiving too much without, you want to keep it balanced. If you are giving too much, then your rear chakra might be too active compared to your front. Whereas if you are receiving too much, your front chakra might be too active compared to your rear. So it's just important that we keep these in balance. And ideally, they want to be rotating in a motion sort of like this. So the amount of life force energy that you have is going to be dictated by the health of your sacral chakra. Now, that energy is created in the gonads. For women, that is your ovaries, and for men, that is your testes. And we are drained from this life force energy on a regular basis through our natural systems. For women, it is our menstrual cycles. We lose our life force energy that way. And for men, it is the ejaculation. They lose their life force energy that way. So that's why those activities make us feel tired. And sometimes women who go through menopause actually find themselves having a higher level of energy because they're not being drained on a regular basis every month when they have their menstrual cycle. So if you feel that your sacral chakra is closed or inharmonious, there are things that you can do to heal it. Anything that you feel creative when you're doing is very good for your sacral chakra. Anything that you feel passionate about. And sometimes when that chakra is closed or inharmonious, we can experience creative blocks. But if you kind of just fight through it and force yourself to do something creative, it doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be something where you're using that energy. It can activate your second chakra and it can help you get into a flow state where all of a sudden time starts flying by because you're having fun, you're having pleasure from your activity. And that's when you really know that your sacral chakra is harmonious, when you're having pleasure from a healthy activity. If you're having pleasure from an unhealthy activity, it will become inharmonious, possibly closed, or just out of balance with the other aspect of it. So it's important to make sure that if you are sexually active, you are having intimacy with your partner. If you don't have a partner or you're not sexually active, you can have intimacy with yourself. And you can do that in any form of self-care can be intimacy with yourself. It's just a matter of how you look at it. You can look at brushing your hair or taking a shower or a bath as intimacy with yourself. Obviously, masturbation is intimacy with yourself. Giving yourself pleasure in any way, a self-massage, or just doing something that you really love. It could be watching a movie. It could be drinking coffee. And even though people look at a coffee as, oh, maybe that's an unhealthy activity, it really just depends on the quantity that you're taking in. If you have a coffee once a month and that's your way of self-care and intimacy with yourself, that's healthy. If you're having coffee every day or more, that might be excessive and you might be pleasure-seeking rather than self-caring. So it can be a little bit of a difficult balance there when you want to enjoy things in life. But if you start to become in balance with too much pleasure, then it can create issues with that sacral chakra. So as difficult as it is, moderation is always the best way to go about pleasure. And what I find is that less frequency with pleasurable things makes them more intensely pleasurable. So that might be one way to look at it if you're trying to be patient and refrain from pleasure for a little while. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in or down below. And if you are interested in a reading from me to see where your chakras are currently at, you can email me. My email address is in the description. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and please make sure that you like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video, which will be on the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra. Thank you for watching.